Okay, so you think Tokyo is the most expensive city in the world. Let's stop right there.
Yeah.
Because you are operating on data from 1995, and honestly, that whole stereotype, it just needs to die. Right here, right now.
It is so divorced from the economic reality on the ground today. It's not even funny.
And if your mental picture of Tokyo is all, neon lights and anime robots, you're missing about 90% of the story.
You're missing the most profound part. We're talking about the silence, this crushing, almost beautiful silence that comes from 20 million people actively, deliberately trying not to bother each other.
It's a city built on harmony, not chaos.
Exactly.
Today, we are taking a deep dive into Tokyo, Japan. Specifically, we're tackling this contrarian idea of Tokyo on a budget. We've been digging through this incredible stack of sources, including some really exhaustive excerpts from Tokyo Unveiled, the definitive budget travel guide.
And our mission for you, the listener, is really clear.
It is. We want to extract the key insights, the logistical hacks, and frankly, the warnings you need to travel this city efficiently, affordably, and maybe most importantly, without getting completely overwhelmed by the sheer volume of it all.
We are here to just completely tear down that myth that Tokyo will bankrupt you the second you step off the plane. We're going to give you the logistical truth, the cultural context, and the financial reality of 2024.
And I'm just going to put the central hypothesis right out there, right at the top. Based on the economics, in 2024, Tokyo is not only cheaper than London, it is cheaper than New York City.
Much cheaper.
And when you factor in the quality, the service, the safety, dollar for dollar, it is arguably the highest value travel destination on Earth.
But, and this is a huge but, that immense value is wrapped in a very rigid set of social rules, what we're calling friction points. The Instagram Tokyo you see in your feed.
Oh, yeah?
The one with like empty sun-drenched streets and perfect cherry blossoms.
Uh-huh.
That is, I'm sorry to say, a marketing lie.
A complete fantasy. We need to talk about the sensory overload, the surprising loneliness you can feel in a crowd of millions, and the bizarre logistics of a city that's impossibly clean.
Aggressively clean.
Yet, fundamentally, does not believe in public trash cans.
It's a real paradox.
So to get you ready, we have 3 contrarian surprises today that completely change how you should plan a trip to Japan. If you take nothing else away, remember these 3. Surprise 1. Convenience store food, the kondini. It isn't just edible.
Not at all.
It is objectively healthier, higher quality, and just plain superior to what you're probably eating at most fast casual restaurants back home.
Surprise number 2. The famous decades-old travel hack, the JR Rail Pass.
Yeah.
Every guidebook for 30 years told you to buy it. Well, due to a massive, and I mean massive, recent price hike, it is now a financial trap for most travelers.
It will cost you money. It will not save you money. And surprise 3, you absolutely do not need to speak Japanese to survive. English is everywhere. But you do need to understand the subtle, nonverbal concept of reading the air, kukyo thrive, and not cause serious social friction.
And before we get into the details, let's just acknowledge the big one. The major drawback you absolutely cannot plan around.
The crowds.
The crowds.
Yeah.
The sheer density of people is inescapable. We are talking body-to-body, forced physical contact on the train. And not just during rush hour. This can be a random Tuesday afternoon. If you are claustrophobic, you need to mentally prepare for this.
So what's the vibe check? Tokyo is just this study in spectacular contradictions, isn't it? It's the neon lights and robots on the surface.
Laid right over that crushing, beautiful sun that's underneath. It's a city of delightful, efficient extremes.
And we are going to teach you how to master that middle ground. I care about your wallet, your schedule, your efficiency.
And I care about your sanity, your safety, and the quality of the stories you bring home. So let's get brutally honest about the new Tokyo reality, starting with why this city is suddenly such a bargain.
Exactly. Let's unpack the context. Why is Tokyo so affordable, and why does it feel like everyone is going there right now?
Because they are. The world is making up for lost time. Since the borders fully reopened post-COVID, Japan has just seen this record-breaking travel boom, which, contributes to the intense crowds we just mentioned.
Right.
But the only reason people can afford to go on these numbers is the economy.
It all comes down to one thing, the yen. The Japanese currency has seen this massive prolonged crash against pretty much every major global currency. The US dollar, the euro, the pound.
This is the primary mechanism.
Yeah.
For decades, the yen and the dollar were, kind of close to par. Historically, 100 yen was about a dollar, give or take.
Easy math. And
Yeah.
that's what built the perception that Japan was just prohibitively expensive.
And the current reality is just, it's kind of astonishing. It's what's driving this entire deep dive.
So what are we talking about now?
Well, recently, the yen has been hovering consistently between 140 to 160 yen to the dollar. It stayed weak because the Bank of Japan has kept its interest rates super low, while, the West has been aggressively hiking rates.
And the implication for you, the traveler, is huge.
It's massive.
It puts the entire country on an effective 30 to 40% discount sale. Everything you buy, your hotel, a bowl of ramen, that vintage camera lens you find in Akihabara is just cheaper for American and European travelers.
If you've been saving for a trip to Japan, now is the time. It is a temporary economic windfall. You have to take advantage of it.
But like we said, that value comes with a non-monetary price, social friction, and social media has just absolutely ruined traveler expectations.
Oh, completely. You see these perfectly edited reels of like Team Lab planets or a quiet walk through Harajuku, and it looks so serene.
Reality check. Shibuya Crossing is not a romantic urban space. It is a mosh pit, a very, very efficient and polite mosh pit, but a mosh pit nonetheless. It is pure, synchronized human chaos.
You're not getting that photo of yourself walking alone across the intersection. Not unless you set your alarm for 4 a.m. and you were there at 4:30 before the first trains even start running.
Any other time, you're just part of a human river that does not stop.
And this flows right into the rigid social contract. We all love the cool Japan vibe, right? The anime, the neon. But that's just a colorful wrapper around a structure built on harmony, order, and silence.
This is not Southeast Asia where you can be a loud, messy backpacker and people just kind of smile and ignore it.
No, this is where we have to bring up that concept again. Kuki oyomo.
Reading the air.
Exactly. It means understanding the unspoken collective feeling of a situation and just conforming to it instantly. It's about prioritizing the group over your individual expression.
So in Tokyo, friction is all about disrupting that flow. If you block the escalator, and they stand on the left in Tokyo, by the way.
Super important to remember that.
Or if you talk loudly on the train, or you fumble with your payment at the counter while a line forms behind you, you are being judged. Not loudly, but harshly. Silently.
That's the real culture shock. You have these record numbers of tourists crashing head-on into a culture that values harmony and silence above almost everything else.
So you have to expect to feel like a bit of an intruder.
A welcome intruder, yes. The service you get will be impeccable, probably the best in the world, but it's also remote.
Right. Don't expect to become best friends with a bartender like you might in Dublin. Personal space, both physical and social, is strictly observed.
And from a planning perspective, post-COVID has just stripped away all spontaneity.
Oh, totally. A few years ago, you could wake up and decide to go to the Ghibli Museum. Maybe walk in.
Not anymore. The sources are so clear on this. If you don't have tickets booked 3 weeks to a month out for the big sites, Ghibli, Team Lab, Shibuya Sky, you will not get in, period.
So to sum up your expectations, high stimulation from the environment, low friction for things like service and safety.
But very high friction for crowds and spontaneity. You have to plan.
Okay, let's talk about that initial shock. You land, you're jet lagged. What happens in your first 24 hours?
Your first big decision is the airport, Haneda or Narita. And we have a very strong recommendation here.
Choose Haneda, HND, whenever you can.
Narita, NRT, is just. It's a geographical problem. It's way outside the city. It's an hour-plus train ride that can cost you $25 or more just to get to the edge of Tokyo.
That is a brutal start to a trip.
It's disorienting. Haneda, on the other hand, is practically downtown. The trains are faster, cheaper, it saves you money, and more importantly, an hour of your life when you're exhausted. It's a huge quality of life win.
Okay, so you land at Haneda. Immigration is super high-tech, but also super strict.
Exactly. Facial recognition, digital kiosks, it's fast. But they follow the rules to the letter. Make sure your digital arrival forms are perfect. They will not bend the rules for you.
You get through, you step outside, and what hits you first?
If it's summer, July through September, it is the climate shock, 100%.
Extreme, debilitating humidity.
The phrase one source used is perfect, like getting slapped in the face with a wet towel.
That's it. That's exactly it. We're talking 95 degrees Fahrenheit with 90% humidity. It is physically draining.
Then there's the visual noise. The city is just saturated with text, kanji, katakana, English, flashing lights. It's information overload on every single surface.
And the vending machines are all singing at you.
They are. But then you get on your first train into the city, maybe the Skyliner, and you experience the opposite, the quiet shock.
A train car with 100 people, and it is dead silent.
Nobody is talking.
Yeah.
Everyone's on their phone or sleeping. It's that kuki-o-yomu in action. Talking loudly is a direct violation of the social contract, and you will feel the judgment.
Now for the deep logistics, the trash paradox. This one messes with everyone.
The city is impossibly clean. You will not find a single piece of litter on the ground.
And yet you will also not find a single public trash can. It is maddening. You finish your coffee and you're just stuck holding the cup for like an hour.
It's a deliberate policy. It dates back to security concerns from the '95 subway attacks. They pulled the public bins, and they just never really came back.
So the unspoken rule is, you make trash, you own trash, you carry it with you.
Which is why it's so clean. It forces this level of mindfulness. The actionable tip is vital. Bring a plastic bag in your day pack, a Ziploc or something, just for your trash.
The other key first impression is what we call the spaceship toilet.
Yes. You get to your hotel room, and the toilet has a control panel. Heated seat, bidet functions, privacy sounds.
It's your first realization that they don't just tolerate minor inconveniences here. They engineer them out of existence. It's a small thing, but it's an unforgettable revelation.
And finally, the accommodation reality. On a budget, prepare for size shock. Your hotel room will be tiny, maybe 12 square meters.
You can touch both walls at the same time. You probably can't open a big suitcase flat on the floor.
And this is key, every inch is used perfectly. It's a marvel of design efficiency. The value is in the cleanliness and safety, not the square footage.
Right. So let's get into the financial core of this, the Tokyo Budget Blueprint. We're going to prove you can have a world-class trip without a second mortgage.
Your purchasing power is just exceptional right now. Let's start with where you're going to sleep. Accommodation strategy.
If you are a solo traveler on a strict budget, the hostels in Tokyo are phenomenal. They will shatter any stereotype you have.
They are safe, spotlessly clean, and intentionally quiet. We're talking $25 to $35 a night for a high-quality pod. These are not party hostels. They're for sleeping.
But the real sweet spot for couples or anyone wanting privacy is the business hotel.
Absolutely. You want to look for the Japanese chains. APA, Dormy Inn, Super Hotel. This is the highest value category, period.
For what, $60 to $80 a night? A price that gets you a rundown motel in the U.S.
Exactly. And for that price, you get a small, clean double room, but you also get these value-add features that save you a ton of money.
Like the breakfast buffet, which is almost always included.
And many of them have a public bath, a sentas or onsen, inside the hotel. It's a fantastic cultural experience, and it's free with your room. Plus, the Wi-Fi is always fast and reliable.
And the big financial warning here. Avoid the Western chains. Just don't even look at the Marriott or the Hilton.
They're priced for corporate accounts. You'll pay $200 to $300 a night for a room that's only slightly bigger. It's a terrible value proposition. Stick to the local chains.
Okay, now for the most exciting part. Food. Our claim is you can eat like royalty for $20 a day.
And we absolutely mean it. This requires you to embrace the convenience chain food lifestyle.
And this is our first contrarian surprise. The Konbini 7-Eleven Lawson Family Mart is not a gas station. It is a high-quality logistical artery of Japanese life.
The quality is so high because of their insane delivery cycles and quality control. They treat their food with the seriousness of a restaurant.
So let's talk specifics. The egg salad sandwich, the tamago sando, it's legendary for a reason.
The onigiri, the rice balls, are made fresh daily. The seaweed wrapper stays perfectly crisp until the second you open it. It's an engineering marvel.
Your breakfast at a konbini can cost you $3. And frankly, it's healthier and better than a lot of what you'd get for $10 back home.
For lunch, you lean into the chain restaurants. Matsuya, Yoshinoya, Sukiya. They specialize in rice bowls, particularly Gidan, the beef bowl.
And the process is part of the experience. You don't talk to a cashier, you order from a big ticket machine, a shokenki.
You use the pictures, you pay with cash, remember that coin purse, and it spits out a ticket. You hand the ticket to the chef.
And literally 90 seconds later, a steaming hot meal is in front of you.
A huge bowl of beef and rice, miso soup, pickles, for about $4. It's proper, substantial fuel.
Then for dinner, you use the Dippachika hack.
This is the luxury budget option. Dippachika are the basement food halls of the big department stores, like Isetan or Takashimaya.
And the hack is all about timing. You go around 7 or 7:30 p.m.
Because they have a strict rule that all fresh food must be sold that day. So they start heavily discounting everything. You can watch them applying the discount stickers.
This means a beautiful sushi set that was $30 at 6 p.m. is suddenly $15 or $10. You can eat Michelin quality ingredients for budget prices.
Okay, transport. The trains themselves are cheap. A ride is usually $1.50, $2,
Yeah.
but you transfer a lot, so those little costs add up.
But the taxi warning, we have to be really, really firm on this.
Do not take taxis. Unless it is an absolute emergency, they are astronomically expensive.
A 20-minute ride that would be $15 in New York can easily be $40 or $50 in Tokyo. It will bleed your wallet dry.
Stick to the trains. They run like clockwork until midnight, 12:30 a.m.
And what about activities? The best sites are often free, right?
Totally. Meiji Jingu Shrine is free. Wandering Harajuku is free. Watching Shibuya Crossing is the best free show in town. Even the museums are usually under $10.
So let's put it all together. Daily budgets per person.
First, the scraper. The true backpacker. You can easily manage on $50 a day. That's a hostel pod, konbini food, walking a lot, totally doable.
Then, the smart traveler. The mid-range. This is the sweet spot. 100 to 120 a day.
That gets you a private room in a business hotel, one nice sit-down meal at a ramen shop, or an izakaya, a museum ticket. It's the perfect balance of comfort and value.
Of course you can spend more. But the value proposition is key. A $5 bowl of ramen in Tokyo is just factually better than a $25 bowl in New York. The diminishing returns on spending hit really hard after that mid-range level.
Okay, this next section will save you the most money and frustration. Crucial planning traps.
This is where we get into the details of our second big contrarian surprise.
Trap number 1, the outdated JR Rail Pass.
For 3 decades, the advice was automatic. Go to Japan, buy the JR Pass, you must stop doing this.
In October 2023, the price went up by nearly 70%. 70. It completely changed the math for almost every tourist.
The standard 7-day pass is now about $320 US. You have to do a lot of bullet train travel, Shinkansen travel to make that worth it.
So if your trip is just Tokyo, or maybe one-day trip to Hakone, you will lose a lot of money. Just pay as you go.
It only makes sense if you're doing a crazy multi-city loop, like Tokyo to Osaka to Hiroshima and back to Tokyo, all within 7 days.
You have to do the math. Don't rely on old advice.
Trap number 2, IC card logistics. You need a Suica or a Pasmo card to tap on and off the trains, but because of a chip shortage, the physical cards are sometimes just not available.
Which causes total panic for new arrivals.
But the fix is so simple if you have an iPhone. Don't even look for a physical card. Open your wallet app, add a new travel card, find Suica, and load it with your credit card. Done. You just tap your phone at the gate.
If you're on Android or have an older phone, you need to look for the Welcome Suica or Pasmo Passport at the airport ticket office. They're special tourist cards that expire in 28 days.
Okay, trap number 3, the last train nightmare. This is a critical budget and safety warning.
Tokyo feels like a 24-hour city, but its trains are absolutely not. They stop running like clockwork around midnight or 12:30 a.m.
And if you're out late in Shinjuku and you miss that last connection, you are stranded.
And your options are all terrible for a budget traveler. A $60 or $80 taxi ride, a 2-hour walk, or spending the night in a manga cafe.
And you've done this. What is it really like?
It's an experience born of necessity. You pay maybe $15 for 8 hours, you get a tiny cubicle, reclining chair, and unlimited soda.
Sounds okay in theory.
It's gritty. And it smells like stale cigarettes and existential sadness. Save yourself the trouble. Set an alarm for 11:45 p.m. and catch the last train.
Trap 4, connectivity. Do not rely on free Wi-Fi. It is spotty, slow, and a pain to log into.
Google Maps is your absolute lifeline for navigating the train stations. They are massive underground labyrinths. You must have constant data.
The solution is cheap and simple. Get an eSIM before you fly. UBG or Aerolo, $10 for 10 gigs of data. It activates the second you land. Just do it.
And trap 5, especially for foodies. Cash is still king-ish.
All those great little ramen shops with the ticket machines. They are cash only. You can't tap your credit card on that machine.
You will get a ton of 100 yen and 500 yen coins. So the actual tip, bring a coin purse.
Yeah.
Seriously. And use those big coins at the convenience store to break them down into bills.
Okay, let's talk about safety, climate, and the dark side of nightlife.
The good news first. Japan is one of the safest countries in the world. Violent crime is incredibly rare. You can leave your laptop on a cafe table and it will be there when you get back.
But safe doesn't mean scam-free. There's a very specific, very dangerous scam in the nightlife districts. Kabukicho in Shinjuku and parts of Roppongi.
It's the tout scam, or botakuri. This is a non-negotiable warning. You will see men on the street corner. They will approach you. Hey, boss, good girls, cheap drink, titty bar.
The rule is absolute. Ignore them. Do not make eye contact. Do not engage. Do not smile. Keep walking.
Because the danger is very real. If you follow them, you'll be taken to a bar, you'll be drugged, and you'll wake up with thousands of dollars charged to your credit card.
We're saying it twice because it's that serious. Never, ever follow a tout into a building. That's the one major exception to Japan's incredible safety.
Now back to climate. We mentioned the summer brutality. July through September is genuinely dangerous heat.
You will sweat through your clothes in 10 minutes. It makes sightseeing exhausting. If you are sensitive to heat at all, avoid August.
The best times to go are unanimous in the sources. Late November for the autumn colors and dry air, or May for perfect spring weather. October is also great.
And a quick note on earthquakes. They happen. You'll feel tremors. The buildings are designed for it.
Your phone might scream at you. The J-Alert system has a terrifying sound. The best advice is look at the locals. If they aren't panicking, you shouldn't panic.
Okay, let's talk about the memory makers, the highs and the lows, the things that really deliver, and the tourist traps that just waste your money.
For me, the best moment was totally unplanned. It was getting lost in the back streets of Yanaka.
Oh, that neighborhood is incredible. It survived the earthquake and the war, so it feels different.
There's no neon. It's just old wooden houses, tiny temples, stray cats. It feels like you've walked into a Murakami novel. Just sitting on a bench there after the chaos of Shibuya is so restorative.
My best moment was a deep cut in Akihabara, not the main street, but the big building called Radio Kaikan.
A nerd paradise.
It is. Floor after floor of electronics parts, hobby kits, vintage gear, and the quality of the secondhand stuff is insane. I heard about a guy who found a vintage camera lens for $40 that's worth $200 in the US. It's a value hunter's dream.
Another quintessential high is the morning set at a kisaten.
An old-school coffee shop, a time capsule from the 70s.
Usually run by an 80-year-old owner in a bow tie. It's a bit gritty, often smoking is allowed, but the vibe is incredible. You get thick toast, a boiled egg, and strong coffee.
It's a perfect atmospheric start to the day for less than $7.
Now for the disappointments. The biggest one right now is probably Team Lab Planets.
This one is controversial. The art is cool.
The art is cool, but the experience is poor. You paid almost $30 to spend 2 hours being herded like cattle.
You have to walk barefoot through water that thousands of other people have walked through that day.
It smells like feet. You're being rushed along by staff. It's an Instagram factory.
Yeah.
Designed for the photo, not the experience. It's not worth the money.
My big disappointment was the Tsukiji Outer Market at 10 a.m. It's famous for street food, but if you go mid-morning, it's just a wall of people.
The physical stress is insane. You're so packed in, you literally can't move your arms to eat the food you just bought.
The tip is, go at 7 a.m. when it opens, or don't go at all. It is not worth the crush later in the day.
Okay, let's look beyond Tokyo. If you have 10 days, or if Tokyo sounds too intense, there are great alternatives.
Alternative 1, Osaka. Tokyo's fun, drunk uncle.
That is the perfect description. People are louder, more direct, the food is greasier, more assertive, and some would say better.
And logistically, it's a huge budget win. Accommodation is about 20% cheaper than Tokyo. And it's an amazing base. Kyoto is 20 minutes away, Nara is 40 minutes away.
And a fun little quirk. They stand on the right side of the escalator in Osaka, the opposite of Tokyo, just to be different.
Alternative 2, Fukuoka, down south in Kyushu.
A compact, beautiful, less crowded city. It's famous for its open-air food stalls, the yatai. Along the river, you get incredible Hakata-style ramen there.
And logistics are a dream. The airport is 10 minutes from the city center by subway. Compare that to an hour from Merida. It's a huge time and money saver.
So the ideal 10-day combo itinerary. 5 days in Tokyo for the megacity energy, then 5 days in Osaka as a base for exploring that region.
And how do you connect them cheaply since the JR passes out?
The Willer Express night bus.
Okay, break it down.
The bullet train is about $140 and takes 3 hours. The night bus is about $40 and takes 8 hours. But crucially, that 8-hour ride saves you the cost of a hotel for one night.
So you're saving over $100 in total.
But, and this is a big but, the night bus is brutal. It's not comfortable. You will arrive stiff and tired.
Yeah.
But for the true budget traveler, it's pure efficiency.
All right, let's wrap this up. The final verdict. Is Tokyo worth it? We'll break it down by traveler type.
Let's do it.
First, the scraper, the true backpacker, under $60 a day.
Yes. A 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Tokyo is a top-tier backpacker city right now. Hostels are incredible. Konbini food is great. It's a perfect fit.
The smart traveler, The mid-range couple, about 250 a day total.
Yes, a 9 out of 10. This is who gets the absolute best value. A great business hotel, amazing food, effortless travel. The only caveat is you have to be okay with small rooms.
The family with young kids.
Maybe. A 6 out of 10. It's super safe, but it's physically hard. Strollers and train stations are a complete nightmare. Elevators are hard to find.
And the restaurants are often tiny, counter-seating places. Not great for a family.
And never ever try to take a stroller on a rush hour train.
Finally, the luxury traveler.
Yes, an 8 out of 10. The service is the best in the world. But for a pure luxury cultural experience, Kyoto often offers a richer, more profound trip than Tokyo's modern feel.
So the overall conclusion, is Tokyo worth it right now?
Absolutely. The weak yen makes it a once-in-a-lifetime value proposition. You're getting the world's greatest megacity at a 30 to 40% discount.
And the best time to go, to recap, is late November.
The weather is perfect, autumn colors are peaking, no humidity, and it's slightly less crowded than the spring cherry blossom season.
Okay, your 3 final actionable items. Get your Suica on your phone before you leave. Book your hotel and major tickets 3 months early.
And trust us, eat the egg salad sandwich from 7-Eleven.
And remember the vertical tip, always look up. The best experiences are often hidden on the 5th, 6th, or 7th floor of some random building.
Don't just look at street level.
Safe travels.
Sayonara.
We talked a lot in this deep dive about Tokyo's core value being its energy. This realization that incredible density doesn't have to mean chaos.
It's a system where 20 million people can live together without incident, all held together by that silent agreement. And we said you don't need Japanese, but you must understand reading the air. Kuki oyomu.
It requires this constant self-monitoring, anticipating the group's needs, and conforming. So we want to leave you with a final thought to chew on.
Think about how a society that demands this rigid, silent social system, one built on maximizing collective harmony over individual expression, changes the fundamental meaning of words like politeness and freedom.
And then ask yourself what lessons that kind of organized, nonverbal self-governance might hold for Western society, where we're currently grappling with information overload and social friction built almost entirely on maximizing individual expression.
That shift in perspective, from the self to the collective, that's worth a deep dive all on its own.